Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. And for those of you who are watching the replay, thank you always for your support. It's much appreciated. Yeah. So you'll give some people some time to come on board and be a part of this great topic. Our topics are always great. Yeah. So we're dealing with our rollover goals. So we just waiting for a few people to come on board and really and truly, because we want to prepare you for 2021. Yes. And so a lot of us, we did not achieve some of our goals. So we want to address those goals. But we don't want those goals to remain unachieved. We want you to achieve them. So if you didn't get the opportunity to achieve your goals this year, for sure, we want you to be able to achieve them next year. All right, so hence the reason why roll over goals. Yeah, so we really want to tap into those goals today, and we want to talk about the reasons why those goals weren't achieved. So help us to really and truly. Hi, Maureen. Thanks for joining us today. Pleasure to have you. So we really want to talk about those rollover goals, because a lot of times we write goals, but we don't really take the time to put things in place concerning those goals. Hi, Margaret. Thanks for joining. And those goals may just be the goals that we need to achieve those critical things in our lives. So we want to really and truly look at that. Hi, Marvin. Thanks for joining us today. So we really want to look at those goals today. So rollover goals, what are they? They are the goals that you did not achieve for the year or years before. And it's easy to set a goal, but then not follow through and achieve it. Some goals, based on the action plan that is needed and the time period that is needed, will roll over for a few years. For example, if you want to purchase your home, you have to take time. Hi, Tasha. You have to take time. You have to budget a car. Your bachelor's degree will take 3 years, some people 4 years. So those things will take time, and that's a time period. Good? They have time periods attached to them, so this is expected. But what about those critical goals that needed your attention this year, and you just used COVID-19 as an excuse not to focus on those goals, or you choose not to invest in yourself, or you felt that you were not that important? Something to think about, yeah? And a lot of things, we don't realize that we leave ourselves undone, and then we make excuses. COVID-19, listen, a lot of things were put in place due to COVID-19. We had a lot of online platforms, a lot of things were created. You're still having Academy Award, the CMA, they had their Country Music Awards last night. Dancing with the Stars still continues. The Voice still continues. Life continues. What about your goals? So if COVID-19 goes on for the next 2 to 3 years, are you going to remain with your goals unachieved? No, there are creative ways that we could always really move around things because of other situations. And you have to find, that's why it's important to be intentional about your goals and think about it. And when I work with my mentees, besides giving them information, I give them tools, I give them templates, I give them things that they can use so that help them achieve their goals. But let's look at some reasons why we have so many rollover goals. And the first reason is you are setting too many goals. You probably think your list isn't that big, that you're more committed than most people, and that everything you want to accomplish is critically important and nothing can be taken off your list. You know that happens, right? And we get so excited. This is what I want to do. This is where I see myself, and yay! This drives right to the heart of the main reason people don't accomplish the goals they set. They don't connect the goal with the sacrifices they need to make in order to make it happen. For many people, setting goals never get farther than thinking about what they want to have or what they want to be. So they end up with a list of goals that looks like this. So let us look at this list of goals. Start a successful business. Lose 25 pounds and get fit. You know, some of us, we feel in 2 weeks are going are on vacation. So when I go back out, they're going to only see me different. We have to put things in place. Get married. You have to meet the guy, right? Get a new car. And of course, when you get married, to get married, that takes time. You have to develop the relationship and, get to, see if he's the right fit. Good. Get a new car. You have to save, budget, make sure that other loan is paid off. Buy a house. Those things take time. Go on that incredible vacation, and that's on my vision board. I want that vacation. You understand? Really good vacation. Read more books. Listen to me. You see that read more books? Always hearing about it. Learn a new skill. Learn to play an instrument. So many people told me they want to learn to play the piano, but how are you going to do that? Unless you get more information, you put things in place, what is going to hinder you from going to those piano practices, all those different things. What is consuming your time? And we have to really think about those things when we get excited about making our list. And it could be fun, It could be fun because you feel good, because you're getting to think about what it would be like to have all those things. And wow, I always say, put 3 to 5 goals on your list, and that will always cater for about 2 to 3 years. Because at least you could say, in this period, 2 to 3 years, I have accomplished 5 goals. You know how great that would be? Rather than you list 10, you ain't achieved none. Good? Because you're all over the place. Remember two Fridays ago, we spoke about, was it last week? Yes. And we spoke about the spontaneous leadership and intentional leadership. Good. And a lot of time we're very spontaneous with setting our goals, because we tell ourselves, yes, Sunita, it sounds familiar. Hi. We tell ourselves, we only in March, I have time. So we're spontaneous. We ain't taking time. Listen. You see your goals are all about you. And think about it. How much of me do I put in front? How much of other people I put before me? Listen, I stopped doing that years now. You are more important than the other person. Sometimes you have to be a little selfish when it comes to your goals, because time is going by. Listen, we're in November, the year's nearly finished. Normally, we would do our vision board like in September in our church. But because of the 2020, what we did in 2019, it was like 2020 and beyond. So I did my vision board specifically like that, because there are a lot of things in there. There were big items in there. And I know it will take some time to achieve. However, what you can do, those things that you have already achieved, put a red tick, and there's some things you're going to insert. Now at the end, I'm going to talk a little more about the vision board, because I want to have another session, because some people don't have one. So we want to do a last session at the end of November. Another reason for not completing and having those goals roll over is not connecting your goals with specific actions you must take now. So there are significant things when it comes to your goals being left behind or roll over. You must have action steps to achieve your goals. And if you connect those specific actions, then you can begin to work on that goal. We treat our goals like we treat our storage room. And I have a storage room, right? Everything's piled up, and we keep saying, I will get to it soon enough. But when you do get it, you realize that there is more to just getting rid of the stuff you had for so long. You need to get boxes to clear it out. You may need help to clear those things, some assistance. So you may need to contact someone to get that done. Right? You ain't start yet, Tasha. You will have to go on that training. And you may need also to get someone to help you sterilize the place after. And same with your goals, those action steps. When you sit down and you really plan out what you have to do. That's why you see your goals, it cannot be something that you do hurry. You have to sit and plan. Like, for instance, when I have my Monday program on the radio, and I have it on from 7:15, sometimes 20 past 7 we start, right? No problem, Leanne, it's good to have you on board. What I have to do, I cannot wait Monday morning to rush through to prepare that document. And if I do, I will have to get up 4:30, 5 o'clock for the latest, because it takes time, because you have to think through what I'm going to say. What are some of the points I'm going to make? What are some of the tools I'm going to give them? So Sunday night, Sunday afternoon, that's the time I would sit. And sometimes when I look at the time, I would take about 2 hours. Because when you have to prepare and plan, it takes time, right? It takes time, and those things are so very important. And this is what we don't understand. So you can't just put goals and leave them there and expect it to happen and expect everything would flow accordingly. No, it takes time and it takes effort. So for the month of November, I had to plan, what are we going to discuss on the radio? What are some of the things that people need to hear? The month before, we spoke about new business ideas. What are some of the things that you want to do concerning your business? A lot of us got a hit and all these things. So in November, because we're getting ready for 2021, I started to really talk about and think about our goals, and maybe we need to revisit our business plans and all these different things, which is very and truly quite important to be a part of that. Yes, Marvin, I will invite Joel to be a part of that training session. And, so it's very important for us to really think about our goals and connect the action steps to what you want to do concerning. And if it is something you have renovations to do at home, good. What are the steps you're going to take when it comes to that? Hi, Natalie. What are some of the steps you're going to take for those renovations? You're going to have to get a project manager. You're going to have to get suitable workers. You don't want stress. You want to know that the people that are recommended have a good track record. What are the overruns when it comes to that project? What are the budget that you have? Good? Okay, I had the money, I'm going and start. No, we have to take all these things into consideration. That's a goal, because you wanna get your house ready for the Christmas and you don't want to wait long. So this is a goal. This is something that you want to accomplish, and then you have to cater now for the dust and the excess things. If you have signers, what are some of the things you're going to do? Listen, there's a lot of things you have to take in consideration when you want to achieve your goal, and then you run into drama with people. Good? So these are things. So even in that list of renovating your home, even in that list of maybe painting your car, you say, okay, I want to paint over this car, buy some new tires, go to the mechanic, change the engine, I want to have it top up. Good? So you plan to do that. But then you have to cater now for being without a vehicle. You have to cater for the inconvenience. So you're going to have to get a vehicle or get someone that help you do the running around, because you may have to, check on the mechanic, because you're not mechanics. You always have to check on them, right? Good. So you have to keep checking on the mechanic, and you want to check on all those different things that you need to get your car back on the road. Yeah? And the mechanic, the painter, straightener painter may tell you a price, but when he goes and he sees and he really go into that vehicle, he say, more rotten parts than I thought. So you may need to because I remember my first vehicle I bought, that was the issue. He told me $5,000. Good, paint and straighten and whatever, things that may need to be done on the car. But then he saw us a little more. When he went into the trunk, he said, whoa, there was a little more rotten spot that he catered for. So I had to give him like an extra $1,000. Good? So these are things. So even if he tell you 5,000, you had to say, you know what, I will budget for a little 8, because these things happen. And all those things form part of your own. So if you really sit and think about it and put those action plans in place, it helps you to manage better, and it also helps to release the stress because you want to stay away, because just doing those things is stress. And it doesn't matter what you plan to do in your life, you're going to experience some form of stress, and it will be good stress, it will be bad stress. Stress is stress. Good? Nice. Another reason is not identifying what you have to give up to make success possible. And there are a lot of things we have to give up. Listen, for the last 4 years, listen, the only thing I ain't give up, boy, is my voice. Because there's so many things you have to give up to make success possible. And it's such a humbling situation, but it's all for the better and not the good for what you want to achieve in life. And sometimes, our parents just say you have to bang your belly. You have to bend. There's so many things that I have given up. So many luxuries, so many things that you don't even want to spend your money on because there are other priorities in your life. And there are things that you need to achieve and that's not a focus right now. Good? So here is where it gets tricky. You must identify what you have to give up to have those goals come to pass. If you do decide to start your business, there are some significant things you have to give up. For example, your spending at the beginning have to change. Your time would be spent always planning. Just like me, my brain don't stop all year. Sometimes I say, oh God, let me sleep. Less time watching TV. And you know what I found these days? I'm not even watching television. The television is on, but I am just there doing work. I am spending so much time on my laptop, and I have to take a break because in some of my eyes, it gets so dry. But the TV is on for company. But really and truly, you have to spend so much time, and then the ideas keep coming, and you keep down, because there's so many things now that I'm working on and I'm planning and putting together for 2021. And you have to say no to certain phone calls. Those people that like long talk. Now, I like my long talk, right? When I'm communicating and I'm talking with you, I like to talk. Those people who are close to me and know me know that. I love to talk, love to communicate. Good? And so I know, you see, that person, that I have to call them back after when I want to take a little break. So say no. Say no to certain things people may invite you to. You may have to blank certain events because you need to focus. Good? Because a lot of things we do consume our time, and even your sleep, sometimes you have to give it up because you have to work on projects. Learn to discipline yourself because you are the one in charge. And one of the things I had to really learn, and thank God I was good at time management, always. Because when I came out here, I didn't have a manager or supervisor telling me or giving me deadlines to do this and to do that. I had to come up with my own deadlines. I had to be the one to drive the project. I had to be the one to say, Caroline, you have to complete this. This is your deadline. This is the time you're going to spend on it. Monday is your administrative day. This is, on a Monday, I would normally go through my mentees' files, all the notes based on the sessions I had with them. I would go through the notes and some of the things they said and some of the things I believe that they need to still work on. What's the next topic going to be like? And those things. So that's what I do on a Monday. And I would plan for the week. What are some of the things? What are my appointments looking at? What are some of the things that I need to consider this week? Is it that I need a little break in between? What do I need to focus on this week? And that's what I do on a Monday. Good. And then for the other days, I would have 1 or 2 appointments coming up. And then I have the kids mentorship going on. So I have to come up with some icebreakers for them and some activities before we get into the actual topic, because they are children and you have to keep them engaged. So those are some of the things that I look at when it comes to planning, when it comes to, those things that I have to really and truly consider that I have to give up. You think on a Sunday evening I don't want to relax, put on my Hallmark, get my little ice cream, a little cake at the side and do those things. But I know now, I have a radio program that, I'm going to benefit from in the long run, that I have to use that time. And one of my mentees, he's in the States, he's international, and he asked, because during the week is not good for him, if he can do a session on a Sunday. So in my mind now, I start to recalibrate and I start to process, because I know now As when I have him now, once a month on a Sunday, it's not once now, so because every Sunday now I have to give up to do that program. So I have to now include him in the process of my Sunday evening. So you see, it's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice for success. Good? Because there are going to be people that he's going to refer internationally, and you know how they are. You know, it's different. And now the time factor has changed. So we are an hour ahead of them. So he says 7 is good for him. So it's 8 o'clock for me. So I'm not finishing with him until close to 10 o'clock. Good? It's a sacrifice. Right? It's a, hi Onika, thanks for coming on board. It's a sacrifice for what we have to do and everything that we want to achieve in life. Make the sacrifice. Make the sacrifice. You're going to be a better person. You're going to be a better person. You're going to feel good about yourself. You're going to be more confident. And you're going to be such an accomplished person. You know, when somebody say, oh my God, Margaret, she is such an accomplished woman. You know, my sister, you know, she has retired. She's a teacher. And she has retired. And I know she looks back at what she has accomplished with these young. And a lot of times we go out and she'll say, Carol, you know, I taught her and they will be married, working, have the degree. And, you know, that's an investment. That's an accomplishment there. And now that she's the chairman and she's on the board for the school where she's at now, you know, at church. And, you know, that training has helped her because of what her goals that she has achieved. And this is what we don't understand. Now, if she didn't have that on her side, it would have been a struggle for her to do what she's doing right now. Good? So she took the time and she went through the process and she had all those action plans. Because, you know, teachers, and I used to see her Sunday evening, she have that book and the lesson plan, Papa Yoy, and she going through because she knew what she had the kids do for the week. So it's easier for her now to sit on the chair. It's easier for her now to be on a board. Good? Nice. Success, it takes a sacrifice. And another area we're going to look at is not making progress measurable. We make plans, but we don't put measures in place for our progress. And you know, we do like people to check on us. It is important. It don't make sense. How do you know that you are progressing? So when you make your list of goals, you must be able to set them in such a way that you can measure them. For example, if you have been promoted or preparing for that next move, your measurable goal should be checking first your last performance appraisal. What was said that you need to improve on? Did I work on that area? Invest in, you understand, look at what they say. Forget whether your manager, your supervisor, right or wrong. What she say, you need to work on your consistency. She say you need to work on your quality of work. Oh God, your tone, your behavior. She say you need to work on these things, your emotional intelligence. No problem. But invest in some personal development to improve on your character and your emotional intelligence. When this is done, assign 3 persons to give you feedback on your progress. Good? Of course, you can enroll with C&J Training and Consultancy Limited, and you can check us at 320-5961 or send us an email at cnjtraining@gmail.com. Definitely get involved in our mentorship program. We will help you. Now, when this is done, you want to ask these questions. Am I still impatient when you take forever to answer my questions? Good? So this is your measurement. Do I manage conflict well? Am I leading spontaneously or intentionally? So these people that are objective, they're going to help you measure your progress. Because you want to know that what you're doing, part of your goals, if it is benefited, if it's making sense, are you achieving them? And you know, I want to say to my mentees, because some of them are on board, what are you doing to measure your progress? And every time I meet with you guys, the first thing I do, how was your month? How was your 2 weeks? How was your 3 weeks? How was it? What are some of the things that you struggle with? What are some of the things that they encounter? And they will have, listen, I have a couple. I have a mentees, they are a couple. Listen, it's a whole hour. I had to set aside on budget for them to talk for the month. And that's good. You know why? I'm seeing their progress. I'm seeing where they're improving, and they're also seeing it, and that's what it's all about. Because you want to be able to achieve your goals. You don't just want it. Why are you paying to come to a mentorship program and nothing is being achieved? Better you use your time to go to the beach or do something that would benefit you, some kind of enjoyment. It doesn't make sense. But you wrote those goals because you want to achieve them. And come the 31st of December, January, when we in church and we say, yes, Father, in the name of Jesus, Lord, and yeah, Father God, this is what I want to do. And here now you had the list in your head. Good? January we fast. Come February, March, check here. With our list, boy, we're not doing that for 2021. Okay? We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We want to be intentional about our goals. So for the next few weeks, I'm really going to go into the goals. I know some of you are saying, oh God, Caroline, listen. Some people may not be interested in this program, but I think it's critically, vitally important for us to really achieve our goals for 2020 and beyond. So next week, I want to talk about a template. I want you to come with your notes, come with your notepad and pen, and let us really and truly go through the process of really writing your goals and some of the things that you need to consider when you're writing your goals. We did it with the kids on Friday, and oh my God, they amaze me, especially Zion. He's not easy. He wants to be a professional footballer. And, it was so interesting. They knew how they had to accomplish it, where, when. We went through all that in details. What is the action plan? How they plan? And he said one of the things that in order for him to achieve it, he has to be on the football field very often. And I said, okay, so what are some of the obstacles that are going to come in your way? He said, well, maybe some of the things that are going to come in my way is that I'm not getting enough practice. I said, okay, so what's your solution? He said, I will join a private club. Because with a private club now, he's going to have to be more consistent, and, he's going to have to be more intentional because his mom is going to have to pay money now. So you understand? They understand that. They understand that. So why are we not doing that as adults? So I'm setting the foundation for them to continue, and I want them to tell the parents, keep that booklet, keep that document for them for any area of their lives, things that they want to achieve. And we need to start from very young. I didn't have that opportunity. I didn't know how goals had to be achieved. I had to learn that. So that was our 4th session. Now at our 5th session, which is this Friday, we are coming to the end, and I'm going to miss them so much. They are going to create their vision board. So they're going to, so all here, who on board here today? Who in finish your vision board? Who in start your vision board? Or who in put it up? Listen, the kids, they are going to do theirs on Friday. They are going to have theirs up. And listen to me, I know the parents are going to give me excellent feedback come next year of some of the things their children have started to achieve. It is so very important. I am so proud of them. Listen, they bless my heart every Friday. It's tiring, but they bless my heart. And I'm so happy to see how much you could invest in these young minds. I love them so much. It is really, I don't know, I get so emotional when it comes to them. And I'm thankful that God has called me to do such a awesome work in the lives of not just the adults, but these young minds. And listen, when God calls you to do a thing, it's because He trusts you. And if God trusts you to do something, then make it happen. God has trusted you with something. That goal that God has trusted you with. Why are you not putting the plans in place to achieve it? People are waiting to hear from you. People are waiting to hear your voice. Maybe you're called to mentor young minds, young adults, young women, young men. What are you putting in place? Are you fixing yourself? Are you putting yourself in place? Are you realigning yourself? And doing the things that you need to do, fixing your character, and so that when you mentor them, you don't have those broken issues, because broken people cannot help broken people. God, you have to be made whole. What are you doing to put those things in place to achieve that goal? There's something for you to think about, yeah? And this is what we don't understand. Listen, it's an honor when God gives us talents and gifts. and God called us to do those things, it's an honor because He know more about us than we know about ourselves. And we said, me, God, me, good. So do the things that you have been called to do and stop making excuses today. All right. So a lot of people have been asking about vision board training. We're going to have our last session in November. I'm looking at a date. I don't know. Some of you, if you're interested, let me know. If Friday is better for you, Sunday afternoon, because when you're doing it, you need to be by a table. You need to have your Bristol board. You need to have your magazines. And even before, you can start thinking about your goals, thinking about what is some of the things you want to put on your vision board. So start cutting off. So when we come on that day, it's just to put it together, have your labels, and then you could ask me questions and we could talk about it. And for some of you who haven't really completed it, come on the session now. Oh God, stop making excuses now. This is all about you. And it's only $150. Oh boy, you can't go wrong. $150. Come on. So let's come on the program and let's do the vision board. 4 people have already contacted me. Yes, yes, Margaret. 4 people have already contacted me to be a part of the vision board training. And I know a lot more are going to be interested. So please come on board. Be a part of this great plan that God has for you. And let us achieve our goals. Forget 2020. Okay, you didn't do it. Don't beat up yourself. Good? You have another opportunity. And I'm giving you this opportunity to really and truly do this. So let's really and truly come on board. Thanks so much for the endorsement, Marvin. And let us really and truly come on board and do this thing. You feel so good, eh? You have this thing up and you're like, I can do this. And you're seeing it. It's visual. It's in your eye. And listen, I'll tell you something. Because the word of God says, write your vision and make it plain. And those that see it would run with it. God loves that. So what He does is He begins to download stuff in you. He begins to connect you with people. He begins now to point you in areas where you need to achieve it. And especially when you start to put those action plans, listen, He just get excited. I'm telling you, kids mentorship was one of my, it was one of my prophecies. I didn't even know it was going to be kids mentorship. It has come to pass during COVID. You know something? If COVID didn't happen, it would not have come to pass so soon. I was waiting until I retire later on, And, it really and truly helps when sometimes crisis comes for us to get on board and do things, And Marvin is saying that, it does something to you mentally. It does. And, visually you're seeing it. Oh, wow. I'm so happy and I'm encouraged, when I see you guys making progress in your own lives. So thank you so much for joining us. So next week, come with your pen and paper and we're going to do this thing. Some of you, I have a template. I can forward it to you via email. So when you come, we could go through it and you can make your notes and it's going to be very helpful for you. All right. So have a blessed day, a great weekend, a great week. All right. And continue to write those goals and let's plan and achieve them for 2021. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.